Hey ladies and gentlemen, here's a bit of a summary of Tempest Acts 3 and 4. So we were talking about Caliban being represented as a monstrous and not being human. We saw that how Prospero was using those kinds of words towards Caliban and the way he treats him. Once again, you can see the numerous repetitions of the word monster by Stefano and Trinculo that just helps to emphasize the way everybody from the mainland saw the islander. But we have a representation of Caliban's intelligence, and it's a beautiful statement here, and it's very surprising, and it really represents that idea that Gonzalo was alluding to of the noble savage, of underneath the gruff exterior and the exterior that makes people judge him. There is a real humanity, sounds and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not. Okay, sometimes 1,000 twanging instruments will hum about mine ears. There's beautiful imagery and just really lovely, beautiful language here that really expresses Caliban's intelligence and his absolute love for the island. Okay. Now, in terms of Alonso, once again, we've been talking about Alonso and creating the character of Alonso being remorseful and wishing to sort of repent for himself. Now, in Act 3, he's basically completely given up now of any hope of Ferdinand being there. Even here I will put off my hope and keep it no longer for my flatterer. He is drowned. You've got the high modality language there of he is drowned. Okay? Whom thus we stray to find, and the sea mocks our frustrate search on land. Okay? Basically, we're walking around this island and we know he's in the sea. Well, let him go. All right. Once again, another definitive statement there of Alonso really starting to come to terms with things. That's quite, definitive statements there. In terms of Gonzalo, he's reacting to the spirits on the island and them bringing the magical dinner for them that's arranged by Ariel. And once again, Gonzalo, even though seeing the noble savage, who though they are of monstrous shape, yet note their manners are more gentle, kind than of our human generation. Okay, so there's that idea there that juxtaposing these noble creatures who have gentle manners, with what Gonzalo sees of, he's part of the court. He's seen the insidiousness and the backstabbing and the usurpation and everything that's going on there. So he's really representing that verbally. Once again, Alonso really comes to terms with Ferdinand having passed, but also he realizes that this is one of those statements that really shows you that Ferdinand does mean everything to him, and the power and the glory and everything that he, Alonso has always been striving for by usurping Prospero and all that kind of stuff, he doesn't have. Okay, since I feel the best is past. Once again, this high modality language, Alonso is very certain about what has happened to him. Now, when we talk of discovery, one of the things we talk about is that there is a deliberate plan which will uncover a discovery. Certainly Prospero has a long and deliberate plan. My high charms work, my magic works. Okay, they now are in my power. Okay, so all of this has happened, and these mine enemies are all knit up in their distractions. So there's a wonderful metaphor there to show that they're sort of all over the place and they've got no idea how to approach things. For Alonso, the language he's using here, the repetition, oh, it is monstrous, monstrous. Once again, how he's feeling about, the loss of Ferdinand. It did base my trespass, therefore my son in the ooze is bedded. Okay, so you've got this wonderful imagery there. He's bedded in the ooze, and with him there lie muddied. I'll seek him deeper than air plummet sounded, and with him there lie muddied. As far as Alonso is concerned, he may as well be dead lying next to his son, because life is not living without his son. And just the last slide for us here. The idea of Prospero really being in control of events and his whole plan of bringing people to the island and, taking his revenge. It's now ready. At this hour lies at my mercy all mine enemies. Shortly shall all my labours end. Okay? So there's some lovely descriptive language there about how he's feeling about everything, and he's really on top of things. So we're really ready for that big change that happens in Prospero at the start of Act 5.